Yeah. All right. It has been a very long week for me. I have been, uh, well, I have watched every moment of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial this week. And when I wasn't doing that, I was playing Star Citizen. So I wasn't really paying attention. I actually saw Bitcoin go down, right? So if we look at it on the 4 hour, like this nine candle, I think that's where we left off last time we were talking. We'd just gone over this line and we were looking good. On the 4 hour, we got that burgundy down candle, right? And that was our signal. We're looking at the MACD here. Normally I wouldn't do that on this low. So we'll pull up that. We can see not only did we get the burgundy candle, but our signal line was crossed and we were headed down. So congrats if you were watching when that happened. That was it's probably playing Star Citizen, not paying any attention. Um, but I wouldn't have sold. I don't think I would have, because I would have looked at the day. I would have seen that we were above that line, and we have come back to the 42K 42,500 line. So that's not that big of a deal. We haven't crossed beneath it. And on the week, well, on the week we are still holding an upward candle. So RSI is pegged. We'll see. So I think a lot is going to have to do with tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, maybe 5 p.m., 6 p.m. See if we get another bum rush like we did, right? So that would have been right here, this big two on the day. So we're actually kind of lining up for an easy one green candle on the day. So we'll have to see. Will we be going sideways? Will we be going sideways or will we be going up next week? Will all depend probably on Sunday night as far as Bitcoin goes. We've actually seen some good movers in the altcoins. If we go to Ethereum, yeah, Ethereum, this could just be the same janky upward movement here. And do 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 do. This is also a good use of a parallel. Not all parallels are sideways. Yeah, we could go something like that. We could even pick this up here. So that's how I see the ETH action right now. Obviously, if it breaks this, then it's going to come down to the 50 or the 100 on the day, right? Whatever comes up must come down. Um, and that's even if we look at Bitcoin on the week, right? That was a big one and two candle. And if you bust that down, I think that was go all the way down to the hour. Yeah, that was one candle. That was within 1 hour period. And we don't like to see those. We like to see the nice ramp ups, one, two, three, four, five, and then boom, right? Just like here. Nice little ramp up. That was a little much. But Ethereum on the week, looks great. Doesn't that look great on the week? Just got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, so 1 to 2 more weeks possible up on ETH unless we start to break down. But if we break down, we're only looking at a 1 to 2 week correction. It could be a heavy 1 to 2 week correction, 2 to 3 week correction. But um, it doesn't look like we're have anything to worry about. Look at it on the hour, and well, shucks. Let me get rid of this. There's a couple ways you could do this. I'm just going to do trend lines real quick. So there's a triangle on the hour with ETH, and that could. Well, all right. Let's get the real triangle, right? Let's just get the real triangle and do this. Do 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 do. I want that to be about there. That doesn't tighten up too well. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4. We don't have that. We have 5, and we almost have 6. There's no way to jiggle that around to make it look any better too, because that is our top. That's going as high as we can. What if we go low and out? Something like that. I don't know. Where does that line up on the day? Sunday, Monday. All right, we'll get rid of that speculation. And we will look at BNB. BNB on the day is still looking good. RSI for the day is not looking bad. Let's see the MACD. Wouldn't expect too much out of this, to be honest with you. But it's still healthy. It's got a long way to come back down here. But yeah, this could be the first or even the second bounce on a daily, which would be just put us out weeks, wouldn't it? That would be nice. It's my dog. Somebody is walking in front of my house. How dare they do that? Yeah, same kind of look as Ethereum, to be honest with you, right? Let's go to the day. So BNB is, I mean, if you're looking for entries, right? You want to drop down to something like the 4 hour or even the 1 hour to look. And if you look at the 4 hour or the 1 hour, this might not be the time to buy, right? This might not be the time to buy. There's two things that you would want to look for in my mind. One, you would want to look for this because I believe this is an all-time or close to all-time high, but this is our last all-time high back here. So I might want it to go above that. Now that's $17.50 difference right there per BNB. Hmm. So we actually have 48 minutes Yeah, no, 48 minutes. 48 minutes on this. So we're going to see a two candle here, maybe. So we really want that on the daily to be trading above that. So that's going to look something like 655 versus 688. If it goes above, I might lower that a little bit. All right, let's say 665. So we'll have a two candle. I would probably wait for that two candle to go all the way above that on the daily. And now that's kind of betting against the MACD here a little bit, to be honest with you. But sometimes RSI gives us a completely different picture. Yeah, so RSI is giving us a different picture. And I might trust the RSI a little more. Um, don't know why, but it's a nice sharp turn if it continues into this next candle. BNB might be a buy on the daily, which means that you would be holding on to it for a week or so, right? Whereas if it was a buy on the 4 hour, which it's not a buy on the 4 hour, so um, you might wait and see, and maybe even wait for it to come back down to this line. But oh, gee, when you wait for things, you have to keep in mind that this could squiggle up. Well, not like that, but that green light could go out like this, right? And when in doubt, when you're looking for your price entry, just fib it out. And doing it on the 4 hour is pretty good. So right there, your buyback in price is at your previous support slash resistance line there. So 623. Yeah, I would say that the price you're probably looking for is 630 if there's a dip, but on the day, which BNB and Ethereum are both cryptocurrencies that this year I'm looking at them more on the daily and the 4 hour, where other cryptocurrencies, specifically Pancake Swap and stuff like that, I'm looking at the 4 hour and the 1 hour. And so yeah, that's hopefully that makes sense. You got two options. Uh, let's just look at cake since I brought it up on the day. We'll start there just for the fun. The RSI looks like it's turning around, but this is a fairly similar RSI to the BNB. Um, and this one has not been having much price movement based on the RSI. As a matter of fact, on the daily, let's compare that real quick. Let's go back to BNB on the daily. And notice how our EMA lines here, we're using the TEMA. We got a 50, 100, and a or 50, 100, 200. These are spreading apart on BNB. That's very important, right? We talk about, all right, I point that out all the time. Um, if we look at cake, our 50 and our 100 are in a little death spiral for the last couple days, right? For the last week. They've been kind of spiraling downwards around each other, just kind of pulling out enough to be hopeful, right? And this might be, you know, nobody's buying cake and we're burning cake is the only thing keeping this EMA line close to each other. Our RSI looks good. I don't know what other indicator. Well, you know what? This is on the daily. Let's look at this on the 4 hour. And that's, well, we've already flipped, right? At this point, your bet is a downward bet on the 4 hour, right? So this may go up a little bit, but my guess is it's not going to go much higher than 1870, 1875, and then it'll meet that green EMA. And if we continue downwards, then this is just, this isn't even what I would consider a first bounce, right? This is just, it's still screwing around on the EMA. Well, no, first bounce right here when it crossed. That would be this bounce. So I would expect more. I would expect more downside. And if we go to the Cake BNB pair on our 4 hour, yeah. I mean, I had a line up here somewhere that I was like, this might be my buyback in. I think I deleted that. Don't know why. Just felt like it, I guess. But that line would now go back down to here, right? Maybe even maybe even here. And it would need to cross above that line for me to consider going back into Pancake Swap. And I only point this out because these swings here, if we look at them on the weekly, I was trading these swings and I was expecting this to hit this channel and go back up. And if this was going to go back up, I was going to stay in cake. Well, it dropped beneath, and on the weekly, I mean, 3, 5, 7, and 9, right? Those are the candles that I watch. If we get to a 3, we might get to a 5. If we get to a 5, we might get to a 7. Well, we're at a 7, so we might get to a 9. We might see 2 more weeks of downside on cake before cake starts picking up to to BNB. So I'm not doing the math about, how much are you making if you're compounding this as opposed to, and then if the price goes up, um, but I would suspect that in the last 2 weeks, I now have 24% more dollars than if I had it in my cake. 24% more, something like that. And that's just, oh, geez, yeah, that's just 2 weeks. That's let's see. Let's guesstimate. Let's go to the daily because I can figure out a little easier where I actually sold on the daily because I held on to this for way too long because I should have sold up here and I should have sold on this too, but I came down all the way to here and there was something in there on the 4 hour, I guess, that made me sell. This is low balling. I probably have more, 15%. That's a low ball because it's very possible. Yeah, it's very possible that I sold in there, which gets up to 17%. So that's like 17% more cake for the BNB that I have. And during that time, right, BNB has been going up. So we'll have to see. Um, Out of my picks from last week, the ones that I ended up in was Matic and Mana. Uh, Last time that I looked, the Mana was like uh, making up for the loss in Matic, but that's okay. I think Matic is, yeah. So Matic is at like a 10% loss right now or something, and and Mana is at like a 18% profit. And then AVAX coming in. AVAX may be ready for me to take profit, but we're so close to Sunday now, and I still believe that we're in a bull market. So I still believe that we're going up, and the reason for that is the 1 week, right? We only got a day. I would be happy if we saw 6, 7, 8, 9, and then some serious parabolic. Not saying it's going to be the parabolic, but something akin to this right here, right? So this right here was 100%. And oh my God, that was a 100% increase. Never mind. I don't think we're seeing a 100% increase. But 75,000 in the next 2 to 3 weeks is seriously easy. And that's good profit right there. That's 18%. And if everything else follows and some of the altcoins that I'm in overperform or outperform Bitcoin, um, which most of them do. Most of these are in profit except for ADA. Oh, you know what? For anybody interested in ADA, everybody else can leave. Anybody else interested in ADA? I'm going to look at ADA. ADA on the week. Look at this. I have to remind myself how much I actually bought and that it's not that bad. Um, as opposed to if this was like what I had in Sol, right? But we'll look at ADA. We have hit our 9, red, down. We may be we may be as close to the 50 EMA on the week that we're going to get. It's not promising though. There's nothing on the weekly that says that we can't go down for another 5 weeks and touch this 50. There's nothing here that says that. The daily. Well, shit. There's nothing on the daily that makes me think this is going to go up. If anything, this could easily go down to the 200. So if you're not in ADA and for some reason you want to be in ADA, I would be looking at an entry price. Yeah, I would be looking at an entry price at, let's 185, $1.85 for ADA. I would not buy ADA now. I would not even buy ADA if it went above this parallel right here, to be honest with you. ADA would need a strong. So, I mean, look at ADA for the longest time, right? It struggles on the daily, especially the last. What is this? What would this time period be? Holy cow, let's measure that out. I'm going to start it from here. So the last 68 days, the last 2.5 months, right? The last 2 months, 1 week. The last 2 months, 1 week. Yeah, let's say that. It has struggled to make a good looking 1, 2, 3 candle. So I would want ADA to make a 1, 2, 3 all green before I would even consider buying at anything higher than, yeah, yeah. Maybe now is the perfect time to buy. I don't see it. Let's look at it on the MACD just to see what it does on the MACD. Why look at ADA at all? It's a really good question. Why would you look at ADA at all? Because ADA takes off when you least expect it to take off. When everything else looks dismal, ADA goes ape shit. That's why. So even with my high ass buy up here of almost $3, when it does go off, I expect it to go to $5 is what I'm thinking before this bull run is over. So yeah, that's enough of ADA. All right, that's gonna be it. I'm done. I am gonna go back to watching Star Citizen or playing Star Citizen actually. I'm playing with a group of people, so I normally don't stream it, but I don't think any of them are online. So I may do some long hauling in Star Citizen. All right, guys, have a good one. Enjoy your day off tomorrow if you have a day off tomorrow. Otherwise, have a good day at work.